Welcome back to the podcast, you guys. Today we are here with Vinnie Rose, a good friend of mine. And Vinnie, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me, Lori.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have you.
Mm.
We've known each other for a few months now, but I would love it if you would just take a couple minutes just to tell us a little bit about how you got started, what Vinnie Rose Designs is. I love your stories, so why don't you share it?
Sure. Okay. So Vinnie Rose Designs came up about 3 years ago. So I found myself, I came from a corporate background, so I worked
Mhm.
corporate like all my life, and I was with Canadian Tire actually for 25 years,
Hmm.
and I was packaged out because they were doing a restructure. So, on that note, I took some time to figure out what I wanted to do, tried a couple of different things, and those didn't sit very well with me. So, I had somebody approach me to help them with some work. We partnered up, and then COVID hit. So, I decided to go on my own after COVID. And what I do mainly, my main focus is gift giving. So, my goal is to put a smile on people's faces and gift giving through gift baskets, little succulent plants, and an additional item that I do it more in the winter season is the outdoor seasonal planters because I just love decorating and bringing a smile to everybody's face, plus some nice curb appeal. So to your home.
Yeah, I know you make really, really beautiful planters. Question for you. When you were very first starting, like what made you choose gifting? Like what was that like? What was like what did you start with? What was the very first thing? Like was it succulents?
Actually, so the very first thing I started with was balloons, believe it or not. Um,
Oh, because you don't really even do balloons anymore, right?
no, I don't do balloons anymore. It was mainly, oh, it's good to see that still thriving there.
It's still alive.
So yeah, I mainly did just more of the helium
Mhm.
balloons, but I decided to give that portion up and focus more on the gifting. And the reason I do the gifting is because yeah, we could all go shopping at like a big box and buy something, but I find with the gifting, because I'm so passionate about what I put in there, and I try, if I can, to actually collaborate with other small businesses.
Yeah,
So
you
I
work with
kind
a
of
lot
bring
of the
that community.
local small brands, right?
So I bring in a couple of the local businesses just to build that community and support one another. And I pay a lot of attention to detail. So I just want to make sure that I don't have gift baskets that are cookie cutters unless I have like corporate that want all the same basket, all the same price point. It's more based on, I find out what they want, who it's for, do they have kids, is it a new family, just to make sure that it's all based on that basket resembles who the person is giving it and what they're doing, right? So how they're presenting it. So,
I love that. And when you were very first starting out, how did you spread the word about what it was you were doing?
so a lot of it was word of mouth. I don't have a website. I created an Instagram and I just threw myself out there. Did a lot of phone calls, phone people, especially when it came
You hit
to
the pavement.
yeah, that's right. Especially when it came to like the corporate gift baskets. I approached a couple people and they spread the word and yeah, so I'm still using the same tactics, sorry. I haven't done anything different. I'm looking at creating a website
Mhm.
in the future,
You
near
have
future, hopefully.
started kind of doing a little bit of some collaborating with real estate agents, etc., right?
Yes, so I do have a handful of real estate agents that I work with on a regular basis. And they're whether they provide me with like some of their items they want to put in there or I create it from scratch. And some, small ones, big ones, even referrals. So if they want to give something to the person who referred the client, they actually gift that. So I did a lot of shopping and searching this past gift show, just to find a couple of different and unique things for the
Mhm.
real estate agents. And, whether you're like a mortgage broker or just somebody who wants to gift your employees. So a little couple little different things. So different price points because everybody always has a different price point, right? So
Mhm.
yeah.
And I'm sure even some people have different price points within what they're doing. Like a real estate agent might, a referral present might be smaller than a home
Yes.
closure.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
I love that. So what would you say? I always ask small businesses that are on here, like, what is one piece of advice that you would give to another small business just starting out? And I love what yours is, so share it.
Oh, geez. Let me
Do
see
you
if I
remember?
remember. I have so many.
Well, good. Give
Um,
us a couple.
Starting off, well, first of all, don't give up. I know that we always, we're our worst enemies. We're always hard on ourselves. But don't give up.
What
Also,
kept
to,
you going? Because there's got to be times where you've hit, like, I'm sure in the very beginning, it probably happened quite naturally. Then I find that with small businesses a lot, right? In the beginning, you've got a lot of momentum, there's a lot of excitement, a lot of decisions to be made. So it feels like there's a lot going on. And then you hit a wall of like, oh crap, like now I have to actually ask myself, what's the next level? How do I get more customers? Now I have stock sitting here that I need to sell. Like, how'd you get past that wall?
um, well, I mean, honestly, old school, I think is the best school, the best way. And I could pick up the phone and say, hey,
Yeah.
the holidays are coming, or, this is coming, or do you know anybody? Can you refer me to anybody? So I just put it out there.
So you used your current kind of market to get
Mhm.
into their circles.
Yeah.
I love
So,
that.
and then I try a couple people too, like what I've done too is I created my own kind of like a list.
Hmm.
Whereas if I've known people had ordered it before from me, I would reach out. Um, but I try to keep a positive attitude. I give like when I'm doing these things, I do it out of the fact that, if I was to receive this item or if I was to make something for myself, how would I do it? So it's all that
You want it to be
detail.
memorable so that you get repeat business.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
so people are happy, but also because
Yes.
that does drive repeat business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You mentioned when we were chatting before about collaborating and supporting other small businesses. Can you talk a little bit about that and how that's helped you?
Yeah, so after COVID, a couple of the local little pop-up shops popped up. So one was Little Pink Brick House, which was in March, and I reached out, and in those pop-up shops, you have all these different little
So for anybody that
vendors.
doesn't know, I actually love this concept. It's something that I would love to build in the future in my area. But basically, a pop-up shop, it's a store that actually stays there, right, Vinny?
Yes, it stays there, and then what you do is you rent the shelf space from
Hmm.
them. So
So it's
depending on
almost
how
like
much
a
space you
vendor
need.
event that just never leaves. You rent shelf space from them.
Yes, and it's on a month-to-month basis, and you usually they have like, they want you there for a certain amount of time. So it's not
That's
like just
fair.
1 month at a time. Um, so I met, some great people, because I was in actually two. So one in Etobicoke and one in Mississauga, Port Credit area.
Hmm.
And through those pop-up shops, I met other vendors that, had some unique stuff. So I worked with a few of them. And then
Hmm.
people that I met like through different networking events. So, collaborating with different people or markets, because I did attend a few markets as well.
Hmm.
So, throughout the time. So yeah,
Really
you just
powerful,
learn.
right? That word of mouth aspect and those connections can lead to not just sales, but they could lead to an event that's very successful for you or a connection that's really successful.
And you learn like meeting these different little small businesses, you learn little different tricks and trades for yourself too. So if
Mhm.
because like I said, you kind of have those days where you're kind of like, oh, how am I doing this kind of thing? So
I don't
you
think
talk
you're
to
in business
people.
unless you have those days.
Yes, exactly. And when I talk to those people, you bounce ideas off each other and you're like, "Oh, I never tried that. So let's try that." And you kind of get some good vibes and some good ideas. And like I find everybody's pretty supportive when you
Mhm.
go to these markets or the networking events. I mean, I'm not the only person who makes gift baskets. There's like a gazillion people out there, and so and so is not the only person who sells candles or whatever the
Candles,
case may be.
earrings,
So, but
whatever.
it's just a journey, and it's learning
How do
along
you
that
think
journey.
that small businesses can differentiate themselves when there is? And actually, it's funny, I was watching a video this morning and it was talking about exactly that, how you don't want to just be a cookie cutter. Like there's a million people that do exactly what you do. How do you differentiate yourself?
I like to think it's the customer service that I provide,
Mhm.
because we all know, if you shop at a big box, you just go in, you buy your stuff, and that's as close as it gets to customer service. Whereas I like to cater to that individual, make sure it is what they want, what they need, and go that extra mile to, add a couple of extra little things that'll make it unique, make it different, providing something that if I was to receive this, would I be happy with it?
Mhm.
Would I be happy with the service I was provided? So just giving it back to that client. So that's how I like to, because I mean, like I said, right? Baskets are, there's lots of people who make baskets, but it's just going that extra step, extra mile, and offering that customer service.
Yeah, I
So
love that. Um, what would you say is next for you? Because you
next.
mentioned that you don't necessarily have a website yet. You're still kind of operating with social media as your main channel of communication. Would you say there's
Mhm.
a next step for Vinnie Rose Designs?
I'd like to focus on the website.
Hmm.
I've been looking into different ways of shipping. I don't think the succulents would work so much as getting shipped, but the gift baskets is definitely something that I want
Hmm.
to pursue through shipping and getting that extra order because I'd like to try it and see how it works out on the
Hmm.
website. So generate more traffic and create like a mailing list and
Yeah, I
a
was going to say, I think
newsletter.
an email list would be really powerful for you as well. Even if you could just remind people that it is outdoor planter time or it is time to start thinking about your corporate gifting, or maybe you could even have the system set up that reminded you who ordered last year, kind of thing to follow up with.
Yeah.
I love that.
So
Any other pieces of advice you want to leave as your parting wisdom? I know that's a lot of pressure.
um just build that community because it's really, really powerful,
Mhm.
extremely powerful because you gain a lot of knowledge and believe in yourself because obviously you started this business knowing that you have something
Mhm.
and just pursue it. So it takes time. I mean, nothing's going to happen overnight.
Mhm.
But you have to, don't give up, keep moving forward, and it'll come.
I love that. Thank you so much for being on today.
Oh, thanks for having me. Appreciate
Can
it.
you tell us how to find you? What is your Instagram account?
My Instagram is Vinnie Rose Designs.
Perfect. And what is it that you're promoting right now?
I'm promoting Mother's Day.
Perfect. What
So
kinds of things do you have for Mother's Day?
So I'm doing the succulents in little teacups.
Oh, I saw the
S-
pictures. They're going to be so cute.
Yeah, so I have the teacups, some teacups with saucers, just some just plain little white teacups or teapots.
Mhm.
Um, and also gift boxes. So that would have like a nice little spa treatment for mom. So just little, home zen, I guess you can call it. So
Amazing. So if you guys want to get your hands on those, make sure you go check out Vinny at Vinnie Rose Designs over on Instagram. Website coming soon. Thanks, Vinny.
thanks, Lori. Have a good
Bye.
afternoon.
You too.